Shea 45, I am here with Katrina Weidman and Nick Groff of Paranormal Lockdown.
Thanks, man.
That's a ghost hunting show.
It is.
You guys were actually like ghost hunters before you went on television, too, right?
Yeah. Like
what do you guys call it?
researching and investigating.
What's like the science way to say it?
Paranormal investigator.
Paranormal investigator.
That's the way I guess we describe ourselves.
Why? Like, who the fuck?
I was waiting for that question.
Who the fuck does that shit on purpose?
Well, I don't think it was like purposely, this is what I'm going to do with my life.
Yeah.
I think it just kind of happened. When I was about 8 years old, I had a near-death experience. I fell from a tree. I was a hyperactive kid. I was fucking crazy. And I climbed up on this branch, and I hit a cyclone fence, ripped my whole arm in half. It shredded it.
Ugh.
And doctor said I was close to dying. And if my mom wasn't there to see me when I got up in my subconscious, I started fading out and in of consciousness. I'm like, Mom, I love you. And she saved my life, to be real. And pretty much she took me to the hospital, carried me. And you know those mom stories of like, I'll pick a car up and, and rush it like Superwoman. And she basically saved my life. And I don't know if that moment changed my way of thinking in the paranormal, because my grandmother would talk paranormal with me all the time.
So you ever see ghosts or anything like that?
I had an experience when I was a little bit after that. I had an experience where I saw this shadow figure inside the living room of my house where I used to live in New Hampshire, and it scared me to death. I ran out into my neighbor's yard, and I didn't know what it was. But I don't know if it was like as a kid and your mind playing tricks on you or whatever. But some of those things fascinated me.
That's what got
about
you.
Life and death and what happens next.
You got a hell of a story to follow on that one.
I know. It's like, how do I follow
How's
up
your
with that?
arm? How's your arm, Katrina?
My arm, I fell out of this tree when I was a kid. No, for me, it was like, I just have the typical haunted house story. I grew up in haunted houses. So ever since I was little, we just had experiences growing up, seeing things or hearing your name called, hearing footsteps when nobody's in the house, things like that. And it was just always sort of like, we were never told it doesn't exist. We were always just told, okay, well, that's a ghost. And that was it. So when I got to college, there was a club, like a paranormal club that I joined. And like Nick said, it's like I didn't like, when I was little, I wasn't like, I'm going to be a paranormal investigator when I grow up.
What was your first one like? Would they take you?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, my first. Well, I mean, I've sort of always did this. Like if a friend had a haunted house, I would be
just
like,
go check it out.
Is anybody there? But like my first professional one.
Are there a lot of black people in this? Because they always make the joke like if like
one of my good friends, Jiggy from Boston, he does Paranormal Hood, and he's an amazing friend, and he's so fascinated with the paranormal. But he jokes with me all the time.
Right.
He's like 6'8", he's like this massive dude, looks like he plays for the New England Patriots or something. And he's always like, I don't know what it is, but people always want. And he's like, it's something that we don't fully understand that scares the shit out of people. That they don't want to comprehend things that they can't rationalize. And
so
I think
so not a lot.
Not a lot. It's like that 1%. You know what I mean?
Well, I know the one guy, Jiggy. That doesn't count.
That's my other friend, Lasan from Chicago. I know him really well, and he's so into the paranormal, but he talks about all things paranormal. And
you guys do like Ouija boards and shit, or what?
I've done that.
Yeah, I mean, we've done it. Yeah.
What type of equipment do you use?
Oh gosh, we have really good equipment. There's a new piece of equipment that we use that's called GeoBox. It's by George Brown.
Yeah,
George
George
last
Brown.
name, and he built it for us. And it's a communication device, and it measures.
It works on three different things. It works on radio frequencies, vibrational wave, and also EMF, electromagnetic fields. And we believe everything works on vibrational waves. So, audio, us talking, our
Did y'all bring any of the little boxes? Could you do it to me, and it could read me?
If I tried bringing one of those geo boxes from Boston to here, the airport would shut down. They'd be like, "What the hell is this thing?"
Looks crazy.
It looks really. It's like
weird.
an old timey radio. That's what it looks like. It has all these blinky lights, so it looks a little suspicious.
It does.
All right, so you guys going? How many of these houses actually have ghosts, and how many of them just have mold and people are like fucking going crazy.
Well, that's the thing. It's not just the spiritual energy that we're picking up on. It's also the environmental elements. It's fucking grueling, man. Like, we're in there for 72 straight hours nonstop. We're living in these environments.
So where do they put you? They take you to like some real dark place?
It's just her and I. We're going to the
just
darkest.
us, and we go to the most. I mean, we've both been doing this. I've been doing this for 10 years. He's been doing it for 15. So it's not like we're going to a place to see if it's haunted. We're going to places that we know are haunted, are like notoriously haunted. And so the places we go are like Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, which is in West Virginia.
Is that where a lot of shit happens, like
Yes.
in crazy houses? Because I feel like there's a lot of bad things happen there.
Oh, yeah. We have actually, and that's our first episode coming up this Friday. And we captured some of the most amazing video footage I've ever seen of the unknown.
You ever feel, you ever feel scared?
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a lot to scare me. I've climbed in morgues. I've been in like mine shaft, like just crazy shit. But I mean, there's a location that in one of our episodes coming up, the Hinsdale House in New York, and it just scared the hell out of me. Because it's the negative energy. It's the negative energy that I don't fully understand, that you can't fight back, that lingers on your body, your aura.
You burn sage on yourself when you're done with this shit, or what? What do you do?
I do. And I don't get superstitious, and I don't really do stuff like that. I close that door, I leave, and I say, okay, that's it. And I try to forget about certain like negative experiences. But that location really shook me up. Because I was being woken up at 3 a.m. at my house when I left, and I was like almost telepathically being like drawn back to it, and it's just negative stuff was happening that I had to have somebody come in and sage my whole house, sage my body. It was just a bad experience.
Have you ever had anything like that?
Things follow me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, did you like? Don't be bringing no like bed bugs in this motherfucker. No ghostly shit
I'm
up
positive.
in this.
I'm a positive individual.
Yeah.
You have to like maintain that positivity.
But let me jump back over here.
Yeah.
So things followed you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It was really weird. A couple of years ago, I worked on this one location that we believed had demonic activity. And
Demonic?
Yeah,
All right.
demonic.
So you believe in demons and ghosts and all that shit?
This is my thing. I think you have to be, if you're going to believe in one thing, you kind of have to be open to all of it, because we don't know what the paranormal is.
Yeah, but
science has never been able to prove it.
But here's the thing with the demon shit, isn't it like something that like is attached to like a religion or something like that? Do I need to believe in God to believe in a demon?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
It's just negative versus positive.
Okay.
That's the
All
thing.
right.
And certain religions
like an asshole ghost.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
just say demons because it's the easiest way that
That's
you can
the
say,
easiest-
it's a demon.
Understand it,
But I
right.
believe in energies, negative.
Right.
Everybody has negative and positive, and
Right.
we're dealing with negative.
Yeah, but I worked on this one case. I came home, and it was the only house I lived in that like was never haunted. And I started having things happen in my house, like things moving, just like weird things, like you just felt like somebody was watching you. But then it escalated to I would lie down to go to sleep, and I would hear heavy breathing in my ear. And there was nobody in my room. I was all alone. And it was like you could almost like feel it.
Man, fuck
you know?
that shit, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like.
I was saying I used to the house I used to stay at was haunted, and I'd go jerk off in the basement because that's where the computer was. You know, you'd have to like 10 minutes for a picture to load up. It'd be like zzz, like loading from the top bottom.
But it's great foreplay with yourself.
Oh yeah. That's why I can fuck like a champ now. I can fuck mad long now because it takes so long to load a JPEG. But I feel that cold air on the back of my head and shit, and it would freak me the fuck out. And then my ex ended up having like a crazy dream about a black figure up in the crib, and like we left shortly thereafter. I don't really like all that ghost stuff. Do you ever worry about like ghosts?
Yeah. Oh, totally. I worry because, at the end of the day, we really don't know what this stuff is. So we don't know what we're messing with, and I worry about that for like my loved ones. Like, are they going to experience something bad because of what I do for a living? Somebody can be like, that motherfucker's crazy, but they don't show they're crazy until 6 months into a relationship. Yeah. Somebody might be like, that house is fucking nuts, but you're only there for 72 hours. How do you know you're going to get some action?
And is it a failure if you don't get any action?
No, I mean, what you see is what you get. We're just out to document anything that's unexplainable that's happening. So 72 hours is a very long time. 3 days straight is grueling. So we're sleeping 4 hours out of the 68 hours.
Yeah.
So it gets intense. And we highly research the hell out of these locations before we even go there. So we know all the factual deaths. We know the reported hauntings. So we're going into an already extremely haunted environment. And we're putting ourselves into it. So it's the breaking point. And I love the psychology behind it. Because what's the mental and physical breaking point when you're most vulnerable state? So when we have to rest for that hour by ourselves in one of the most haunted hallways that I'm sleeping in for that hour where I'm
Y'all
letting
don't
my boss
spoon?
rest.
I'd spoon the fuck out of you.
Sometimes it's too fucking cold.
To spoon?
Yeah, man. You
That's
can't
the
be
best
spooning.
time to spoon.
I'm spooning by myself up in the fucking...
I'd be scared of the motherfucker, man.
No, we're like an old married couple when we work together. It's
I know.
like we're cold and we have headaches.
I know. It's like, all right, I'm going up in that haunted room again.
Yeah.
You know?
I meant on a real professional
No,
level.
I feel you. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Sometimes it's so miserable in these conditions. You just like,
yeah.
you want to shut down.
Yeah, you just want to go to bed, and it's so hard to get to sleep sometimes.
888-742-3345. 888-742-3345. We have hosts of Paranormal Lockdown, Nick Groff and Katrina Weidman. Call up if you have a ghost question or a ghost story. How many people don't believe y'all?
Well,
I don't know. I mean, I haven't, we've talked to, I love talking to all sorts of
Yeah.
people, skeptics, non-believers, believers. It's all about the experience. We're all going through life in our own ways. And sometimes you're on that path and we get taken off that path. And then you meet different people who had like an experience. Like we were driving, one of our drivers was driving us earlier and he's talked about his near-death experience where he crashed in a car. He was put in a coma and he had an outer body experience and he relates all the stuff that happened to him when he was actually dead. So when he woke up and came to, he was talking about his brother wearing a red shirt in some different state and just describing to the T of what happened. And everyone was like, how could that be possible? You've been here for 3 weeks in a coma. So stuff like that. I love talking to people of all different walks of life.
So you get people, because of what you do, it's less skeptics,
Yeah.
it's more believers that come holler
It's
at
both.
you.
Yeah.
It's both.
we
yeah.
get both. Like,
There's a little-
I've had people protest, at
they-
places that I was going to go investigate.
That's dumb.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
That'd be like me protest. Like if I don't agree with you, like if someone tells me that you're unicorns, I'm not gonna make a fucking, I'm not gonna make a picket sign saying there isn't. I'm like, all right, good, have fun with your
Yeah.
fucking unicorn. All right, here's a little ghost face killer for y'all cats. I'm sure you get that all the time.
This is the All Out Show on Shade 45.
It was an all-out show. We got Katrina and Nick here from Paranormal Lockdown. We got the phone lines full for y'all cats. But first, I got a question. I was just thinking about this shit. Like, if I don't think I would want a girlfriend that fuck with ghosts and shit. Does that get in the way of? Has anybody been like, man, this is a little bit too?
No, actually, I haven't had somebody not date me because of the paranormal. I've had people not date me because of TV, actually.
Really?
Yeah, because it's too much for them to handle.
So they were cool with the ghosts.
They were
but
cool
it was
with
like
the ghosts.
the TV was.
Yeah, the TV was too much.
This chick, she wouldn't fuck with me because I'd like to drink GHB. You know what I mean? So we all got our own cross to bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to the phone lines, 888-742-3345. Let's go to Jay in the D. What up, though? Jay.
What's happening, man?
What up?
What's up, Joe?
You got him, man. Holler at him.
I need to know what can me and my wife do at the same time at night around 1 o'clock. It's footsteps walking down the hallway. Now, we knew before we moved in, they said some people had killed the guy there. And, we didn't mind because it was cheap, so we moved in anyway. But at the same time, every night, the guy or something is walking down the hallway. What can we do to get this guy to stop or what?
So it honestly sounds like it's what we call a residual haunting, which isn't an intelligent haunting. It's basically like what you said was that somebody was murdered there. So sometimes when things like that happen, like a murder or a suicide, something negative, something with a lot of emotions in it, that can leave an imprint on a house. And an imprint is just like it's almost like a tape recorder, if you picture it that way, when you press record and play, and it kind of loops and records the music you're recording. It's the same exact thing. So basically, your paranormal activity is on a loop that's constantly playing over and over again. And there's no real harm in a residual haunting that we know of, that we've seen.
That means there's no way to break this loop, basically.
No way to really break
isn't.
the loop.
And that's where it gets a little annoying, because it can keep continuing happening. Even when you move out, it's probably going to be there for a long time to come. Unless it starts being aggravating, unless it starts... I don't know. I don't know if it's anything negative with what else is happening there.
He got murdered. I mean, that's pretty.
No,
negative.
I mean with who's talking right now. Who's living there. If something bad is happening to you, then that's where it becomes serious, and that's where it gets more intelligent hauntings.
Jay, that's what how much money you